Ha 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 ha. Good morning, everyone. Analyze the picture and guess the meaning of it. I will give you 1 minute to think and analyze the picture to get the correct answer. The timer starts now. Ha 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 ha. You are wrong. The correct answer is migration. What is migration? Let's find out. Migration. The word migration has come from the Latin word migrare, which means going from one place to another. Usually, migration can be done in rural to urban places. Since the earliest time, humanity has been on the move. Some people move in search for work or economic opportunities, to join family or to study. Others move to escape conflict, persecution, terrorism, or human rights violation. Still, others move in response to the adverse effect of climate change, natural disasters, or environmental factors. Migration is not only applicable to humans. Animals migrate too, like birds. Bird migration is the regular seasonal movement, often north and south along a flyway, between breeding and wintering grounds. Many species of bird migrate. Migration carries high cost in predation and mortality, including from hunting by humans, and is driven primarily by availability of food. I will show you an example of migration of an eagle. The map shows the movement of eagle over a 20 years period of time. Later on, it have been found in the Valley of Child in Saudi Arabia from Russia. It has a tracker to determine the movement of eagle, and you can see in the map that it avoided flying on the sea surface. I have an example of Philippine eagle that will migrate to search for food and natural habitat to live on.
Pinakawalan na ang isang rescued Philippine eagle sa Davao Oriental. Yan po si Malambugok na nasagip ng Philippine Eagle Foundation. Nakalikom ang foundation na mahigit 300,000 piso para sa pagbili ng GPS transmitter. Ikinabit ito sa agila para masundan at mamonitor ang kanyang paglalakbay sa gubat. Ang Philippine Eagle ay isa po sa mga itinuturing na rarest eagle sa buong mundo. Kasama ito sa listahan ng International Union for Conservation of Nature bilang critically endangered. Sabi ng Philippine Eagle Foundation, mga 400 na lamang ngayon ang Philippine Eagle na nasa wild.
History of migration. Study shows that the migration begins with the movement of Homo erectus out of Africa across Eurasia about 1.75 million years ago. Why did Homo erectus was the first human ancestor to spread throughout the world? It's because from the word itself, erect or upright man, they can walk and they can travel, and at the same time, this species have walked upright efficiently, and its lifestyle was physically demanding. Migration have many classifications. Migration may vary depending on your motive. Classification of migration. Migration based on distance, duration, and motive. Migration based on distance. Intra-building. Movement within a building. One example of this is when you are living in a condo. Then suddenly, you feel uncomfortable in your room, which is located at the 5th floor. Then you want to move into 1st floor. That is an example of intra-building. Next is inter-building. Moving of students to a university. Local scale. Moving house to another city or town. Example of this is moving within a city. You are moving inside of the Pasig area only. Next is regional scale. Migrating within a country. An example of this is the locally stranded individuals that trap here in Manila and back to their provinces like Cebu and Davao. Another one is international scale, migrating from one country to another. An example of this is moving from South Korea to the Philippines. And next one is the global scale, migrating between distant continents. One of the best example is migrating from North America to Asia. Next one, let us talk about migration based on duration. Daily, commuting from work. An example of this is commuting from work each day that resulting in rush hours. Next is seasonal. The best example of this is the tourists that travel because of the season, like here in our country, the Tagaytay and Baguio, mostly visited places when the climate is cold. Next is medium term, temporary, working overseas. An example of this are the OFW that returning here in Philippines after a couple of years, unlikely to the permanent that has no intention of coming back. Lastly, the migration based on motive. Next one is force environment. These are the disasters. One of the best example of this is Mount Taal eruption last January that brought to the loss of economy and trauma to the residents and danger to their health because of the ash falls. Next one is political. Conflict of wars or threats to freedom. One of the best example of this is the Marawi crisis that gives fear to the people, resulting to migration on the school university to protect them against the war. Another example is the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is a territorial and ethnic conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan over a disputed region of Nagorno-Karabakh and 7 surrounding districts. As of October 9, 2020, they announced ceasefire. Next is collective behavior, moving as a group. Example is the tribe of Bajau. Extreme poverty has forced many of them to resort to begging as means of survival. Wherever they live, they are considered citizens of the lowest class, ignorant, dirty, stench-smelling, and deprived, and most people have very low regard for them. In different parts of Mindanao, their situation is a picture of complete neglect that has driven whole families to flock to the cities of Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao to beg in the street. The Badjaus are peace-loving people, oftentimes to a fault. They would endure all forms of hardship, inconvenience, and lost opportunities only to avoid getting into trouble, especially with people not of their own tribe. The Badjaus are receiving end of all consequences of the systemic ongoing insecurities, violence beyond reach of government services. Next is personal aspiration, improving the standard living. They migrate because they want an opportunity. They want to improve their lives, their economic status. The last one is personal well-being, health reasons or perceived quality of life. This migration is for own reason or relating to the health, like COVID-19. One of the reasons why COVID-19 spread is because of migration. But we can't blame anyone who wants to be safe and not intention of spreading the virus unless otherwise it is planned. And that's it. Thank you for listening and I hope you learned.
Hello, I'm Catherine Sarmiento and I will discuss about urbanization. What exactly is urbanization? Urbanization is the increase in population in small area forming cities. It is also defined as the movement of people from rural provinces or less concentrated areas to urban areas or the cities. So I know most of you are already familiar with the word urbanization since we have encountered that since grade school. And most of us live in urban areas. But have you ever thought why we are living here in the cities? So my mother came from Quezon province and she moved to Pasig City. But why did she do that? So there are reasons behind the urbanization. The first one is industrialization. The emergence of manufacturing companies in an urban area poses job opportunities to those who are from rural areas. So because there are lots of factories in the cities, people move from provinces. For example, my mom moved from the province to Pasig City to find work here because there are lots of factories here. The next one is also related to industrialization, employment. Urbanization and industrial growth create less demanding and more diverse job opportunities for the people. So other than factories, there are also companies here in urban areas and there are more diverse job opportunities. So you have variety of choices in urban areas. The next one is social factors. Urban areas offer access to better living such as better education, better healthcare, and other advantages that become full factors for people to move. So here in urban areas, we have better access to education and healthcare because there are lots of hospitals here. If you have watched documentaries like Eyewitness, they need to walk for hours to get to the hospital or to get to school. Unlike here in the cities, sometimes it's just walking distance. Modernization. Innovations and technological upgrades are usual for urban areas. It indicates better communication and other social amenities for the people. So most of the urban areas use modern technology. We can see high-tech gadgets everywhere in urban areas. And you can see it in stores. And also, we use it for our daily living. Like for example, here in Pasig City, we use drones to disinfect. Unlike in rural areas, there are few of them. So, if there are causes, there are also effects. So here are the problems encountered in urbanization. The first one is congestion. The increase in population in urban areas can lead to congestion problems. It contributes in traffic, pollution, and other issues. So because there are lots of people, overcrowding happen. So congestion or overcrowding happen in urban areas because there are lots of people living here. So the next one, also related to congestion, poverty. Overpopulation can also lead to the drying up of job opportunities, leaving unemployed people. With high population density, housing problems may also occur, leading to poor housing conditions for most of the people. So there are job opportunities, but they are limited because not all of the people from urban areas can get jobs from those factories or those companies. So most of the people in urban areas are left unemployed. The next one and the last one is environmental hazard. Rapid population growth can also create water and sanitation issues. Certain diseases may occur from these issues. It can lead to low quality of life due to environmental reasons. So because of congestion, overpopulation, and poverty, so there is what we call the environmental hazard because it causes pollution to the environment because most of the people from urban areas don't have proper places to put their waste or their garbages. and that's why it causes pollution in air, in soil, and even in water. And of course, in urban areas, there are lots of cars here, so it emits gases that pollutes the air, and also the factories emits gases. So that will be all for my report. Thank you for listening. The next reporter will be Mr. John Carlo Lacaba.
Hello, classmates. I'm Giancarlo Lacaba, your vampire presenter for today. The topics that will be discussed are connection of urbanization and migration and the impact of migration to the places concerned. Connection of urbanization and migration. Urbanization developed because of the migration of people from one place to another to search for opportunities. Also, if there are more migrant workers in an area, there's a lot of chance that it will develop into a more complex or urbanized area. More jobs and opportunities in an area, the taxation of every business will be shared in the government to develop its country into a more complex and urbanized area, but it has impact both negative and positive. This is an example of migration that helps to develop an area. Impact of migration to the places concerned. As people migrate, it search for shelter. That's why entrepreneur creates jobs or work for people like creating subdivision. But making an infrastructure can change the landscape of an area that leads to deforestation. In this slide, you can see Senator Cynthia Villar, who represents as a famous businesswoman who creates lots of houses for human shelters. And what about animals and trees? Please watch the next video clip to understand why deforestation is negative. Deforestation problem in the environment is because of civilization and urbanization of an area. It is not only about the environment, but it includes the natural habitat of different animals. As you can see in this slide, it is our country map wherein in 1900s it has more green surface, and when time passed by, it continues to lessen because of urbanization of our country. Migration from one place to another can lead to overpopulated area which cause poverty because of lack of available job, and urbanized area attract mendicants to support their way of life as a mendicant. Please watch the next video clip to visualize an urbanized and marginalized sector. For the last slide on the impact of migration to the places concerned, building an infrastructure for shelter of wealthy people in an area where indigenous people live can lead to damage to their natural home or habitat, and it will make them to migrate to another place to search for shelter and opportunities that can change their way of life. As I end my presentation, you understand that there are lots of negative impact of migration, and only the positive of it is it will develop an area but not at all.
Good day, everyone. Before I proceed to the last part of our topic, let me introduce to you myself first. I am Filomeno Tisonas Jr., tasked to discuss to you about the impact of migration to the places concerned. Why do people migrate? This is connected to the impact of migration to the places concerned. Sometimes, people have a choice about whether to move, but sometimes they are forced to move. The reasons people leave a place are called the push factors, and the reasons people are attracted to new places to live are called the pull factors. Push factors are the following: few jobs, war, famine, and natural disasters. These are the main reasons why people migrate to another place or country. The push factors are those things they feel so tired to endure till the end, with a feeling of almost to give up. A survival way of living condition of the people that push them to leave their country, while the pull factors are the following: better healthcare, job opportunities, education, and safety. The pull factors are those things needed in our everyday life, as normal as for a person to find satisfaction for his need that his country failed to give. Impact of migration to the places concerned. It is the result of the action of the people transferring from one place to the other for over a period of time. This is categorically a combination of action of both internal and international migrants. Meaning to say, internal migrants are those people who are living in the rural place of the same country, transferring to urban areas or cities, and international means from the other country. If this is not properly addressed by the proper authorities, it will be resulted to overpopulation, which will affect the basic needs of the people, like food, shelter, clothes, as well as the other important things in life, like education, healthcare, and security, and even the destruction of the natural environment is not impossible to happen due to relocation of places for people living in the city and transfer of other facilities like business to other places in the province to decongest the traffic and too much people living in the urban areas. The impact of migration to urban cities has the negative and the positive impacts. High increase of population, pollution, destruction of natural environment, increase of crimes. High increase of population. Manila's 2020 population is now estimated at 13,923,452. In 1950, the population of Manila was 1,543,666. Manila has grown by 1,063,394 since 2015, which represents a 1.60% annual change. As we can see in the table, the population in 2005, which is 10,750,752, with a growth rate of 1.54%, has increased in 2020 by 1.60%, with the total amount of 13,923,452. The table shows that every 5 years, as we can see, the population growth rate has increased by more than 1.5 million every 5 years. The increase of population in NCR has related to the other cities in the Philippines. The demographic survey of the population in NCR shows the higher increase of population growth as a result of uncontrolled migrants entering. This will cause higher consumption of the basic needs or demands if not addressed. Based on the records stated in Section 12 of DENR Administrative Order 2013-26 issued a notice of violation to the following industries from regions 3, 4A, 7, and National Capital Region. These are the areas in the country where the growth level of smoke gas coming from industries is high. The record shows that NCR as well as the other cities in the Philippines contribute higher level of air pollution to the environment. Overpopulation is the cause of pollution and smoke coming from vehicles and factories. We know dirty environment and atmosphere can cause damage to our health. Based on the records, polluted air in the environment cause tuberculosis, asthma, and other diseases. Destruction of the natural environment. As we know, the continuous increase of population growth in urban areas leads to congestion of traffic, and because too much people living in the area, the government has programs like relocating the people to other places or cities. Housing development programs of the government is good, but it causes damage to the natural landscape of the structure of the land. Because of business migration, many businessmen come to the Philippines to build infrastructures, company, and industries, and it damages the natural landscape of the structure of the land. The positive impact of migration to urban cities. And these are the following: increasing of gross domestic product, economic stability, continuous development in infrastructures, and human and power development. Increasing of gross domestic product. More business migration and more people both give shares of taxes to the government, and gross domestic product will increase because of the increase of needs or basic demands. Continuous development in infrastructures. Continued business migration in the urban areas develops more infrastructures and buildings and facilities for workers. This is the reason for the continuous development in the urban areas due to business migration in the country. And manpower development. If there are more people, the company operates well because they don't need to import workers from the other countries, and it is an advantage for them because it needs not too much money for them to pay the workers. And at the same time, the people bring benefits to the government because they will pay taxes, and the money which the workers earn will remain and not sent abroad. Economic stability. If there is no shortage of human power, the demands are increasing. That is good sign for business to increase production to earn more benefits for the business and the consumer. This is the end of our report, and I would like to say thank you and God bless.